Hey guys, what's up? How are we doing today, guys? It's another day of talking about dumb shit going on. Alright. Let me get chat open here. Hope everybody had a good weekend. My weekend was pretty good, you know. It is pretty good. I got some good rest. It was pretty good. I can't be too mad about it. A good weekend of rest and just not having to deal with any bullshit going on is always a good weekend to me. Don't have to worry about anything. Just get to hang out and relax. That's always the best. Oh man. Nothing really too crazy was going on over the weekend. Like, am I crazy? Or was this like the first like calm weekend we've had in a long time? Like, nothing really too insane was going on. It was kind of crazy. Try and get everything sent out there for everybody, but yeah. How's everybody doing in chat today? How's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody's doing pretty good. We're gonna talk about a few things today. I'm not gonna lie, so I'm hella late, right? Of course I'm hella late. When am I not late? But I wanted to stream earlier, but I had to do some other stuff, so I wasn't able to get around to it, unfortunately. Unfortunately. But yeah, I was also like just trying to think about what the hell I'm going to talk about on stream, because like I said, like not a whole lot happened over the weekend. Nothing. People are basically just talking about the same old stuff. There's some stuff I'm going to talk about. Some of it's foreign stuff, but I mean, there's not too much to talk about. Nothing too crazy's going on. We're going to talk a little bit about the TSA today. The TSA situation's getting pretty nuts. We're gonna watch. We're gonna see a couple of segments of Trump talking. And yeah, that's pretty much the big thing for today. It's going to be probably the whole TSA situation going on. It's being poorly managed by like everybody, right? Like the Senate is managing it pretty poorly. I mean, it backfired. It backfired on the Democrats pretty poorly, I would say, because they have been so anti-ICE. And now ICE is going to be at these airports doing most of this stuff now. They're going to be doing a lot of what the TSA was already doing. So yeah, that's going to be fun. They're going to love that. But, you know, that's what happens. Trump wants this shit to keep moving along. So he's going to send ICE to take care of it, even though they really shouldn't be taking care of it. That's not their job. Their job is to deal with illegal immigrants, but, you know, I guess ICE is going to have to do it when nobody else will. So that's a thing that's going on. And generally people over in Europe are just kind of pissed off about how their government is acting, for the same reason that a lot of us was pissed off with how stuff with the Biden administration was being handled. So they're pretty much just having their own kind of wake up moment over in Europe and a lot of these European countries, because their leadership is just so terrible. And honestly, I would say that Europe's leadership is way worse than what we've had, dude. Some of the shit that's been going on over in a lot of these Eastern, well, I say Eastern, you guys know what I mean, like European countries and shit, it's just so bad. Over East is pretty bad. And they're getting shit on over there pretty bad by their government. They're letting tyranny win over there. And they're starting to get sick and tired of it. As they should. Obviously, as they should. We're all sick and tired of this bullshit. The government's supposed to be a servant of the people. So they're supposed to serve us, and they're not serving us. They're serving, I guess, themselves. I guess. They like that absolute authority over everything. And I guess by doing that, they really like seeing people struggle. Oh. That is good. Holy shit. Drinking a Celsius energy drink. That's my favorite energy drink ever is Celsius. Dude, that shit is so... And it's really not that expensive either. So... I do like it. Get me to kick my ass into high gear here. I've just been so slow today, guys. I'm trying to keep my eyes out with any new developments on anything. It's just, it's really hard to find any news right now that isn't just like incredibly old news. So we just, it's gonna be a minute before I actually get something out here, out in the wild. Oh, what the hell? We might watch this. I don't know if I can post that on my YouTube as a YouTube shorts, but we're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it anyways. I really do hate it sometimes because I will post stuff on YouTube and they will just like hard block the hell out of it. Like they won't even push it at all. I guess because it just says like certain stuff in it or something, like the clip will say something that they're just not too happy about, and they just won't push it at all. It's really it's so sad, but I mean that's just what happens. YouTube is very picky about what they will and will not push. We do like the YouTubes though, because it's a very good platform to push content. But man, sometimes they really do not want to push certain content that I post. Oh man. Oh, we might watch that too. You guys are watching me find stuff on X last minute live. I'm just trying to find as much stuff as possible, guys, because like again, the news cycle has been really slow. It's just been like goofy shit has just been going on. That's pretty much it. Or everybody's just beating on the same talking points. Honestly, it's probably a good thing my stream was delayed because I've been able to find like some new stuff has been going on. So we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. All right. I was tempted, but I don't know how well it would go. I was tempted to maybe put chat on the screen. I don't know, guys. Where are we feeling on that? Because the thing is, for me, if I put the chat on the screen, I would probably have YouTube and Kick chat, and I feel like my Kick chat might get me in trouble. My Kick chat might get me in trouble. If you're watching on YouTube and you want a less unfiltered chat, you go over to Kick. Like, I'm still reading chat, right? It's just not on the screen. That's the only thing, is it's just not on the it's not on the stream itself. So how do you guys feel about that? Would you guys like to see chat on the screen? Would you guys like me to combine both chat? I just don't know if YouTube would if I would get in trouble with YouTube if I did that, because if somebody says like a slur or something in chat. Because how I view chat, I don't care. I really don't care what you guys say. Like, I really don't. Like, I am a believer in free speech. Like, I'm 100% a believer in free speech. Like, I don't care if you say slurs. Like, it's not a slur that I probably haven't said before, like as a teenager or something. Like, I don't really care. Like, I see slurs all the time on my YouTube comments, and it's hilarious because they're like super base, right? Like, it's like the most base comments you would ever see, and they get deleted or whatever by YouTube. And it's not me that deletes them, because I really don't care what people say in my YouTube comments. But like, YouTube is just so it's so iffy about you saying that kind of stuff. So that's why I don't know, like, if I would get in any kind of trouble for my YouTube, like if I had this displayed, if I had Kick chat displayed. And I'm not going to censor my Kick chat just because YouTube doesn't like it. Like, I'm not going to. So y'all let me know what you feel about that. If I should have chat on screen during stream or not. Just have the chat up. It would probably be a bit nicer, but that's the only reason why I haven't done it. Is Kick is really stupid about that stuff. Or not Kick, YouTube is really stupid about that stuff. Kick's great, honestly. Kick is great. It's just YouTube is a bit funky. Alright, let me get some of this stuff pulled up here so we can get this show moving. We need to get this show moving, guys. The show is not moving right now. I'm never on track on this show. I'm never on track. That's a big weakness of mine. Is it takes me a second to kind of focus in on what's going on. Let's see. Oh. Dude, so this is the craziest shit. So, let me pull this up. This was wild. I could not believe that this happened. I mean, like, what the fuck is this? So this was going on, was this yesterday or the day before yesterday? I think it was the day before yesterday, but I don't remember. Let me see, what's the date on? I have a date on it. Yeah, so this is 2 days ago. So people were running like official documents through like this it's called 0GPT, right? It's this like I guess it's this AI checker to see if it's actually like AI or. Look at this shit. What is this, dude? AI text detector says Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address was written by AI. I mean, this is just insane. Humanized text. I'd love to see what the humanized version of this is. I don't know if it's because AI doesn't understand like older English or something. But it thinks this is 100% AI. It thinks almost the entire thing. So the only phrase that it thought was not AI was, "We are met on a great battlefield of that war." That is the only thing that it thought was not AI. The rest of this, it thinks it's AI. Absolutely insane, dude. This is why you don't trust what AI tells you all the time. Because AI, honestly, outside of pulling up articles to gather its information, it really just cannot tell, especially like this. This is just the AI slop is what this is. This is just a slop AI. It's garbage. I would not use it if I were you. And because it's not actually good at what it says it's good at. It doesn't actually tell you what. It's obviously full of shit, right? I mean, how are we supposed to trust AI when stuff like this happens, right? Also saw another one. It was like they put like an excerpt from the King James version of the Bible, and it said that it was 100% AI. So you heard it here first, guys. The Bible is AI. It's AI generated. You know, the King James Bible is clearly AI generated. It was made by an artificial intelligence system from back in the old days, I guess. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Everything is AI. This is so fucking stupid. Just imagine Abraham Lincoln firing up Grok, dude. Bro was using a fucking like Chat GPT to write his speeches and stuff, dude. Craziness. Absolute insanity. I mean, which I will say, like, Grok is at least a little bit better because Grok will show you like it'll give you the articles and stuff that it bases its information on. Other than this, where it's just random bullshit, just assume it's AI. Because that's pretty much what that is. Just assuming off of nothing that it's AI. Any other AI program, I feel like, could probably just look at it and be like, yep, that's a real speech that did in fact happen. Yep. Not this one though. Not this. Oh man. That was crazy. I can't believe like how untrustworthy AI is. It's hilarious. Wait, for real? No, that's not for real. Oh man. All right. Let's oh yeah. Did y'all see this today? This is kind of crazy. I didn't pull it up on the right page. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to pull it up. Yeah, look at this. So the OnlyFans owner, Leonid Ravinsky, has died at age 43. So it doesn't say it on this post, but apparently he died of cancer, which is really tragic. And people are just like, people are just clowning on him, dude. Like, rip to a legend who revolutionized the whoring industry. Yeah, so he's just getting clowned on. I mean, people do have a point, right? Like, as awful as it is, I mean, it is true that he did kind of ruin a whole generation of women with OnlyFans. I don't think that's what he intended on doing, but it's definitely what happened, right? Is obviously, like, the OnlyFans is just a fucking disaster. Awful. It's a mistake. It really is. OnlyFans is an honest to God mistake that should have never happened. Because that's all anybody uses it for, is just to show their titties and ass. For money, of course. It's like, oh yeah, we're just gonna make like porn, but then we're gonna make you pay for it. It's like, oh wow. Which, I mean, that's how it used to be back in the day, right? But I mean, it's why would you pay any of these chicks to see any of this stuff? They're not gonna do anything for you. I mean, I don't understand guys that give these ladies money. Really, I don't get it. And who honestly, like, who is honestly a fan of OnlyFans at this point besides just Sim that pay money and whores? Like, who is actually upset about this? Like, I'm not upset about it. Like, I'm not like praising his death or anything, but I'm also not really upset about it because it's like, well, you know, OnlyFans kind of sucks though. OnlyFans is only generationally terrible. It only enables like pretty much any moderately attractive woman to become a whore. I mean, I don't know. It's just not it's kind of one of those situations, right, where you're not happy about it, but you're also not upset about it because it's like, well, you know, OnlyFans ain't really that great. Even though I'm pretty sure he didn't make it for that purpose. I'm pretty sure OnlyFans was literally, if I remember correctly, OnlyFans was supposed to just be a platform for people. It's basically just supposed to be like Patreon, right? If I remember correctly, that's why he made it, was just to like kind of counter Patreon. It was supposed to be just paid content for your fans, and then it just kind of ended up becoming paid titties for your fans. I mean, that's how a lot of this shit goes, though, right? Is it people design something with a particular idea in mind? Like, people come up with something, they put something together for a particular purpose, and then somebody comes around and then just messes it up, right? Like, they just come around and they start just doing whatever they want. It's tragic, but it's kind of the same thing with Twitch, right? Because Twitch, we're talking about that like a week or two ago. It's like Twitch had a lot of gamers and stuff on it, and then the bathtub meta stuff started, and then Twitch just kind of got overrun with just a bunch of OnlyFans people. And it's just yeah, that's kind of one of its biggest identities now, is just as one of those stream platforms. It's not entirely that, but there's a big subsection of it that it's just chicks just trying to like flash dudes, like flash cleavage at dudes. Obviously they can't like do like full naked or nothing like that on Twitch, but it's kind of the same idea, right? Like, it just kind of got used for a much different purpose than it was designed for, and not really in a good way either. So, but OnlyFans, I would say, is quite a bit worse, because OnlyFans just didn't do anything about it. Twitch at least tried. a little bit. They didn't try very hard, but they tried at least a little bit to kind of tone it down a little bit, but they just can't stop it. Because these people always try and find a way to get past the censors and shit. OnlyFans just didn't even try. They're just like, yeah, whatever. Everybody can just use it for their whatever porn stuff they want to put up. Like, So yeah, that's just kind of, that's... I feel bad for that guy, I guess. I don't really care either way. Like, I'm just kind of like, yeah, OnlyFans is kind of lame. All right. Let's get some other stuff pulled up here. Trying to get caught up on some stuff that I missed over the weekend. A lot of drama with a lot of conservative content creators right now and like conservative podcasters. Mostly. I was going to talk about the whole Candace Owens thing, but I don't even know if it's real or not. I'm not for sure. If I can get some confirmation on that, then I'll talk about it, but I don't think I'm not for sure like what the credibility looks like on it. Don't really care either. Cause yeah, Candace Owens is yeah. That's all I'm gonna say about Candace Owens. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, man. So much drama on the internet, guys. So much drama. Not even with politics, just in general, just so much drama. Yeah, we're gonna watch this, apparently Tucker Carlson said something that pissed a lot of people off. I want to listen to it. Apparently he said that, like, China needs more power and stuff. I don't know. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it. I want to hear what he says before I make an opinion on it. That's the thing with politics, guys. You need to always listen to it. Like, listen to stuff. Like, multiple times, maybe even. Just to kind of understand what these guys are saying. And some people love to misrepresent all the time. People love to misrepresent what other people are saying. So you have to be very careful when you're listening to stuff, because people can spin whatever they want and turn it into whatever narrative that they want to. So let's see it. Let's see it. Let me get it pulled up here. One moment. I didn't pull it up in the right book. That's so embarrassing. I'm all over the place today, guys. I'm all over the place. Holy shit. All right, so U.S. can no longer be the sole author of the terms. We have to share power with China. Okay, well, let's see what he says.
All right. See. We can no longer be the sole author of terms, of commerce, of anything. We have to share power.
With China.
Of course, because of their scale. We can no longer...
Okay, that's interesting. Oh, and they have a different clip here of him back in 2018. Let's see what he says.
One of the biggest economic events in this country, really a seismic event since World War II, was something that most Americans barely noticed when it happened: China's admission into the World Trade Organization. That was the moment when China fully emerged onto the global stage as an economic power. It only happened because America allowed it to happen. Leaders in both parties told us that letting China into the WTO would be great for everybody, especially us. Here was Bill Clinton's pitch back in 2000.
For the first time, our companies will be able to sell and distribute products in China made by workers here at home without transferring technology and manufacturing. Never happened before. For the first time, China will agree to play by the same open trading rules we do. Never happened before. Meanwhile, we'll get two tough
I remember
new
this
safeguards
speech. Like, I remember watching
surges
this
of
at
imports,
one
which
point.
would threaten to throw a lot of Americans out of work in a short time under unfair trade practices.
George W. Bush became president the following year, but the policy remained the same. China was allowed into the WTO. 4 years later, President Bush declared that deal a major success. Quote, China's membership in the World Trade Organization has been a good thing for America. But has it been a good thing for America, or did our leaders lie to us? Consider these numbers. In 2001, our annual trade deficit with China was $83 billion. Today, it's $375 billion. Since 2001, the American manufacturing economy has all but collapsed. Our apparel, textile, and wood furniture industries, for example, are now half the size they were. A 2017 study from the Economic Policy Institute found that America's trade deficit with China cost us about 3.4 million jobs between 2001 and 2015. Over the same period, this country lost 60,000 factories. Wages in markets that are competing directly with China are lower by more than $200 per adult per year. When it joined the WTO, China was supposed to follow international fair play rules. That was mostly the point of it. But they don't, and they never have. China relentlessly steals American intellectual property. The annual cost to us, hundreds of billions of dollars per year. China restricts the export of natural resources like bauxite, magnesium, silicon carbide, even though such restrictions violate the rules of the WTO. Foreign companies operating in China see their technology stolen. Often they are forced to partner with local partners who add no value. This is effectively a shadow tariff on their companies. China's biggest cheat, though, is on currency. From 2000 to 2014, China suppressed its national currency against the dollar. This gave it a huge advantage in its exports. That definitely violated WTO rules, but the U.S. never took serious action to stop the Chinese government from doing this, even as thousands and then millions of factory jobs across the United States were annihilated as a result. The people who got us into this deal are still around, and they're doing great. They're prosperous. Bill and Hillary Clinton, the Bushes, members of Congress, business leaders, they're in fine shape. They're not worried about their jobs. Their incomes are higher than they've ever been. The center of the country, though, if you've driven through it recently, you know, has been hollowed out.
So, what? See, now that's weird, man. That is completely different than what he said in this clip, right? Completely different. That is very odd. Yeah, that's weird. See, this is kind of my problem with him right now. My problem with Tucker Carlson is he's just like kind of flipping on a lot of stances all of a sudden, right? Like if you watched him back during his days at Fox News, he had some completely different opinions than what he has now. And it's kind of, it makes you wonder, right? It makes you wonder. Like, I'm somebody who used to like Tucker Carlson a lot. I don't really watch him that much nowadays, so I don't really like or dislike him now. I don't really care. I thought it was funny when he was on Fox News, but some of these opinions that he has are just kind of weird to me, because I used to watch him on Fox, and this isn't the only opinion that he's kind of switched up on over the years, right? So I'm curious as to what would make him say that. Like, is it money that's making him say that? Is it an actual change in opinions over time that makes him say that? It just doesn't really make sense to me. This is very odd. This should raise some red flags to people, like it really should. Whether you like him or not, this should raise some red flags as to whether or not he's compromised. And he very well might be compromised, because that some of the stuff that he's been saying on his show as of late is very concerning to me. And this is coming from somebody who actually, like, I don't dislike Tucker Carlson, right? I don't agree with his stance on the Middle East, and that's pretty much it. Well, and I guess I don't agree with his stance on this either. I mean, that's just, what the hell, dude? This is weird. This is very bone-chilling shit, dude. And the fact that people want him to run for president when he's flip-flopping on some of these issues, I disagree. This is why I've been saying, like, you know, I'm gonna stay neutral on the whole CIA investigation into Tucker Carlson, because this is weird, guys. Like, there's something really strange going on with him. What it could be, I do not know, but, and I'm not, like, I don't know if he is or isn't an Iranian spy. I don't know, like, this, but there's definitely something going up here, right? There's just, he's just changing so many perspectives on so many things. I don't know. It's very odd. It makes you wonder, like, was Fox News paying him to say this stuff, or is somebody else paying him to say what he's saying now, right? Either way, it just is kind of a bad look. I don't know. This is why I always tell you guys, do not base your opinion solely off of what somebody says. Do not idolize people like this. Like, in general, just don't idolize anybody on the internet is usually my go-to motto for it. Like, if you like somebody, then that's cool, right? But don't base your life around what they say and do, because it's never good, ever. Because then they'll do shit like this and they'll flip-flop. And sometimes people just come to a different conclusion on things later down the road. That's why I'm saying, like, I don't know if he actually is compromised or not. Maybe he's just knows something that I don't about something that's changed his opinions. But it's just a little weird. It's a little weird. Whatever it is, hopefully we get down to the bottom of it, whatever it is. I guess we're gonna watch some of these clips from Trump's he was talking to reporters and shit. Let's move on from that Tucker Carlson debacle, because I'm torn, right? Because I used to watch Tucker Carlson a lot on Fox, and I do like him, but man, what is happening? What is happening to these conservative podcasts, dude? What is going on? They've all gone fucking crazy. All of them. They've all gone crazy. It's insane to me. They're all fighting with each other, trying to rip each other apart. I mean, I guess this is what winning an election does for you, right? Like, I guess it just fucked up everybody's brains because we won an election. And now they're all acting like idiots. I mean, I knew it was going to happen with some people, but I did not expect it to be quite of this scale of magnitude of stupidity. Absolutely ridiculous. I'll be curious to see what happens with Tucker Carlson in the months to come, you know, with all the CIA investigation and stuff. Will be quite interesting. All right, let's see. Yeah, so in case you guys haven't seen yet, the TSA is about to be taken over, basically. Like, ICE is going to be doing all of the work for TSA. Pretty much, right? And this is very controversial because obviously TSA does not do the same things as ICE and vice versa. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure Trump just did this as a fat middle finger to the Democrats, and that's pretty much it, right? But I don't know. Maybe they'll do a good job. I don't know. Well, let's look at some stuff here. So he ordered, I think it was yesterday, he ordered ICE to actually go there and do their job. So I'm what was I saying? Fuck. I'm gonna be curious to see how well they actually do it. That's what I was gonna say. I want to see how well they actually handle, like, actually doing the job of TSA. Like, can they actually do proper security clearance at the airport? We definitely need somebody to, because there was this like big plane crash in New York City today. So clearly there's some crazy shit going on right now with all of these airports. We need to fix this. Unfortunately, the TSA is being held hostage by the Democrats, and because, you know, if only those Republicans would just let the Democrats walk all over the Save America Act. If only. That's always the argument I see for it. People can't come up with an actual real argument against it other than, oh, well, the Democrats should be able to do whatever they want with it. It's like, well, not really, though. Because they don't want ICE anywhere near polling booths and stuff like that. They don't want anything like that. I don't quite understand why that really matters, because if Americans are going there, then it's not going to be a problem, right? I don't really... People have this weird outlook on ICE, right? Like, they think that ICE just goes around and they just beat up on people and shit. And that's just simply not how it goes. If you look at every single encounter that has ended up badly with ICE and some other person, it's usually a protester that pretty much just asks for it, right? Like, they're getting up in their faces, trying to cause all kinds of problems for them, make their job as hard as humanly possible, getting physical with them, breaking out the headlights of their car, for example, you know, stuff like that. Or, you know, trying to run them over, for example. We'll just use that as an example. So I don't understand where that comes from. And let me just say this for the record. I do not like the police. I do not like these federal workers. I do not like them. Same with TSA, by the way. I don't really care about the TSA. Not particularly. I had people assuming on my short that I made about the TSA the other day that I'm like, which the comments got deleted by YouTube, of course. They all assume that I'm like pro TSA. Not particularly. I don't really have an opinion on the TSA. If you want me to be honest, I don't really have an opinion. I don't know how much, because it's hard to tell, right? I need some actual statistics of them actually stopping possible imminent terroristic attacks in our country for me to really know for sure how important they are. And I'd also need to know how much they're funded before I know how important they actually are. That's the thing. Otherwise, like, I don't know. I don't have an opinion on it. But I generally don't like these federal workers. I don't. I think we have way too many federal workers in our country. I really do. I think too many people are working for the government, and we don't need them to be working for the government. We need them to work on something else. Because a lot of these people just don't do anything. They're just getting paid for no work. Because they're not needed. It's as simple as that. They're getting funded. They're getting paid for with US tax dollars. Because that's all the government's money is taxpayer money. So it's all going back to these government workers. For what? They're doing nothing. So that's generally my opinion on it. And I don't usually take up for the police and ICE. But I think people have, like, I'm not saying like I love the police or oh I love ICE. It's just I do think it's a little weird. Like they get attacked over stupid shit all the time. That's where I kind of cross the line, is when you've got people jumping in their faces and shit, trying to shove them to the ground, getting physical with them, trying to hurt them. That's when I cross the line. That is when the line is crossed and when this has officially become bullshit. Because to sit here and say that we need to defund these guys because they're not doing anything, I mean, they're most certainly stopping crime from happening. Maybe not so much ICE. ICE is more for deportation, right? But with the police, it's like if you don't have police, then you have no safety, basically. Because we forfeited a lot of our safety upon the police. That was something that happened very early on in America's history. And it's been like that ever since, so that's just the way the world works now, is we have police to help us handle this stuff as a middleman, essentially. And they have to exist. But it does not mean that I'm friends with the police or friends with ICE. That's just stupid. I'm not friends with any three-letter agency, you know? So there's just there's this ever-ending hatred, or never-ending hatred for ICE that I think is kind of unwarranted, personally. I do. I think it's a little bit unwarranted. If you can show me actual stuff that can make me hate ICE, like make me think, oh, hey, maybe they're not doing their job like they should, then okay. I'll look at it and I might have a different outlook on things. But right now, no, I don't think so. I think it's just people are mad because illegals are getting taken out and people have moral obligations to hate ICE, like, because deportations are not pretty. We all know that. They have to get children and women and, you know, drag them out of the country. And it's not pretty, but, you know, a lot of things in life aren't pretty, but they still have to happen. And unfortunately, this is what it's come to in our country, where we have to have mass deportations of people because we have multi-millions of immigrants in our country. I really don't like that they have to work at TSA. I really don't like that they have to work for TSA, but unfortunately, Democrats are holding the TSA hostage, which I think is really bullshit. If anybody shouldn't be paid, it should be all these people in the Senate should not be getting paid. I think the TSA does way more than these politicians do. These politicians just sit in a room and they argue over laws all day long, and they throw fucking temper tantrums like children. So honestly, if anybody shouldn't be paid, it should be these politicians that are sitting here just arguing about stuff all day long over these TSA workers that are nonstop having to check people, having to check like luggage and stuff like that, having to make sure people are actually should be allowed to get on these planes because they might possibly commit some sort of crime that would end with many people dying and shit. I respect that way more than I respect a politician. And that's devoid of any opinion I could maybe have about the TSA being defunded and removed or being kept as a program. It doesn't matter to me. Like, either way you look about it, I think they're still more, their jobs are more important than a politician. I think their pay is way more important. And also, if you didn't pay a politician, just saying, a lot of that bickering and arguing would stop pretty fast. And it would be a lot more of, okay, how are we going to get this fixed? As opposed to whining and complaining and trying to grandstand on every single law and bill that they're trying to pass. A lot more would get done if you started taking away politician paycheck. Just saying. A lot of these guys would step it the fuck up. All right, so let's, with that whole preposition out of the way. I don't know if that was the right word for it, but it's the word I'm going to use for it. I'm rewriting the English language out here, guys. I mean, everybody else on the internet does it, so why can't I? All right, let's look at this. So, President Trump orders ICE to not wear masks as they assist TSA security at airports during the Democrat shutdown. And that is what it is, right? It's a Democrat shutdown. They're the ones that wanted the shutdown to happen. So they said, oh, you know what? If we're going to do this, we're just going to shut it down. And that's exactly what happened. So let's read this. Let's read this. So I'm a big proponent of ICE wearing masks as they search for and are forced to deal with hardened criminals, many of whom were let into our country by Sleepy Joe Biden and his wonderful border czar, Kamala. Though their absolutely insane open border policy, or through their absolutely insane open border policy, holy shit, I have like 5 IQ today. I would greatly appreciate, however, no masks when helping our country out of the Democrat cause mess at the airports. Thank you, President DJT. Yeah, so let's see, this is a short clip, but we've got these guys here. So very clearly, we've got ICE at airports already. Next day after he announced that they were going to be at the airports, they are already at the airports, ready to go. They are locked in. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. We got some crazy stuff going on, man. Crazy, absolutely insane. So they're not having to show, so they're going to show their faces, which means that if they fuck up or something, they're probably gonna be held a lot more accountable to this stuff. And we saw in the video that they very clearly had their masks off, which is great news. Great news. So yeah, I think that's a good way for him to handle that, is to have them have their face masks off, because they're not there to do anything, right? Like, they're not there to deport people. They're mostly just there to help TSA with what they got to do and help people with security. But they're not having to wrangle criminals, or, I mean, I can't even say that they're not criminals, because they are criminals. They broke the law. They're illegally here. They already broke the law, so that's criminal behavior already, right? Like, enough of this bullshit of saying they're not criminals just because they haven't committed felonious acts like murder or theft or something like that. They're still criminals because they're not supposed to be here. That is, they've already broken the law. Like, that's already a problem. Oh man, my nose is itchy today. My brain is broken today. What the fuck? My nose is itchy, bro. My allergies are so bad, dude. Springtime is here. My God, springtime is here. Wow. All right, let's get this pulled up here. We're gonna listen to Tom Homan's speak about this whole thing going on. Let's see what Tom Homan's got to say about it. I haven't listened to his speech yet at all. All right.
Before people enter the screening area, right? And we're trying to release TSA resources to get to positions that they really need expertise in, like the X-ray screening. So it's just, we're going to be a force multiplier. You know, ICE can check identification before people enter the screening area.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess they are checking IDs then. Yeah. Oh man, guys, this is backfiring on them so bad. Like, the Democrats are so fucked. They're like, oh yeah, we're doing so good. We're gonna we're gonna hold back TSA paycheck. And now ICE is doing it. Now, how qualified they are for it, I don't know, but God, that's so funny. That's just what happens. So embarrassing. So embarrassing. It's just, this whole TSA stuff is insane. But it's because these politicians just, they can't ever decide on anything. Ever. They can't decide on how they want to rule on anything. It's so embarrassing. I will be right back real quick. I'm going to go blow my nose because this is really pissing me off a little bit. I'm like sickly over here. Like my allergies are so bad. So I will be back in just a minute. All right, gang, I'm back. Whew. Holy shit, dude. My nose is on fire right now, dude. I went and did some like nasal spray or whatever, dude. Hopefully my nose is a little bit less irritated now. Maybe I should just start doing that. Maybe I should just start doing nasal spray before I get on stream. So I know it drives y'all fucking crazy and it drives me fucking crazy, but I can't help it, dude. I can't help it. All right, so let's see. We watched that already. So we don't need to see that. Here, let me refresh my page. X is being so stupid right now. When is X not being stupid? That's the $1 million question. When is X not being stupid? Let me remove this. Yeah, so let's watch a couple of videos of what's going on in the Senate. So we know what's going on with this other stuff right now. We know what's going on with the flight security and everything. So let's see what's going on in the Senate. Let's see what stupidity is going on in the Senate right now. Since these children can't get their act together. Of course they can't get their act together. When can politicians ever get their act together? Except never. Because they suck ass, and I hate them all. Alright, let's see it.
And the motion to reconsider be considered made and laid upon the table.
Is there an objection? The objection is heard.
Can't hear what he's saying. What the hell? He just walked out? What?
With respect, I want to give my senator, my colleague, Senator Schatz, more time. As he objected and left the chamber, is he coming back?
Look at his face, dude. He's just stunned. He's just flashbanged. He's like, what the fuck just happened? I love John Kennedy, dude. He's so funny. His reactions are fucking gold, dude. He's just like, what? Did that just happen?
Well, wait, just one second. I mean, is he
Quick question.
Is he ill?
Is he ill? I think he's mentally ill. Maybe just a little bit mentally ill. What? Just walked out?
What should I do, Mr. President? Should I give him more time, or?
You can hear him like...
Mr. President, point of order. Is it appropriate for someone not to be recognized to just say, I object and run out? The senator's not been recognized. The senator had the floor, the senator from Louisiana, who's made a proposal, and then I heard some noise in the background, and that was it. But I never heard a senator being recognized, so it sounds to me that no one has been recognized to object.
Could we get a ruling, Mr. President? I don't want to be unfair to anybody. My Democratic colleagues, I told them ahead of time I'm
An
making...
objection was raised.
This is insane.
So, should we give Senator Schatz more time to come back, or...
What? What are we doing?
Should we give him more time to come back and explain? Wait, I see the parliamentarian giving us...
I mean, what is this? This is why we don't get stuff passed, guys. This is why. This is exactly why. What the fuck was that? What was that? He just walks out? He's just like, nah, I'm done. I'm done with this bullshit. How can you let him do that? Honestly, like, and then everybody's just stunned. Everybody is stunned. Like, what the hell was that? Just stunned and appalled. everybody was stunned. You could see it on all their faces. They're like, what the hell just happened? I've never even seen that before. And I've watched a lot of these, like, hearings. I've never seen somebody just do that, just object and then just leave. Like, if you can't tell me that that is just grade A sabotage, I don't know what is. Gives no reason for leaving or nothing, just objects and then just leave. I mean, this is why we can't pass these laws. This is why the Save America Act is not getting passed. This is why so many TSA workers are getting they're just not making any money and they're just bailing out on working. This is why. Because we have these assholes stalling out like crazy. Like, what is that? How do you defend that? Seriously, guys, how do you defend that? Democrats, tell me why. Why do you defend that? That is ridiculous behavior for any adult, much less a politician, a senator. This is a state elected senator doing this dumb shit. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And this isn't hurting anybody but these federal workers. That's all it's hurting is these, well, in term also the people of the United States, right? Because people are getting delayed on their flights and shit. They're having to wait forever just to get on a plane to go somewhere. At peak travel season, by the way. Everybody's on spring break and stuff like that. And they can't even travel. Absolute insanity. What are we doing? Get the lead out and do your fucking job and get this shit passed so these people can get back to work. Because that's ultimately what sucks. I don't even care necessarily that these federal workers aren't being paid. I'm mad that these federal workers not being able to work or not wanting to work because they're not getting paid. Obviously, nobody wants to work without pay. That's just common sense, right? But the problem is when it's messing over the people. That's the problem. These people can't get on their plane because of it, because they have to delay everything so much. It causes all of these other problems that ends up affecting regular people. That's the problem. That's when I don't like it. And these people don't give a fuck because they're still getting paid. Do you think these senators are still not being paid? They get paid to act like idiots. They get paid to act like just stupid actors for whoever they want. That's the problem. I hate it. I wish these people wouldn't get paid for acting like clowns, but they will. Oh, but they will. Oh, but they will. Speaking of idiots, let's listen to this right here. I'm sure this is pretty bad. So let's see. So this is Senator Mazi Hirono. Let's see what she says here.
Non-citizen voting in federal elections is already illegal. It is a federal crime. If a non-citizen illegally votes in a federal election, they could be prosecuted and even sentenced up to 5 years in prison. Who is going to commit this kind of fraud knowing that they could be in prison for 5 years? Non-citizen.
Probably the same people have been doing it for a while. Problem is you people are trying to protect them from being held accountable for these crimes. You've been doing it forever. It's so stupid. I can't believe she just said that. Like, yeah, sure. In a perfect world where everybody is upholding the laws the exact same, then yeah, sure. But that's the problem. There are states that are not upholding these laws. Y'all act like it's the same for every state. It's not, because a lot of these states aren't doing it. That's the problem. That's why they're trying to federalize it. Is because you have these states that are just blatantly just saying, yeah, we're not going to check this stuff. We're not going to audit. Absolutely. Just delusion. Delusion. That's all it is just delusion. It's actually not delusion. They know what they're doing, right? These assholes know they're lying. And then just blatantly saying, oh, well, illegals won't vote because it's illegal. I mean, Are you fucking kidding me? Oh wow, dude, the person that broke the laws, surely they won't break more laws. Like, that's just the dumbest line of thinking I've ever heard in my entire life. Oh no, this person that's committed 60, it's kind of like the whole catch and release thing, right? It's like, oh, well, they won't do it again. We'll just give them a little slap on the wrist, and then surely they won't go out and kill people or rob people or rape people or anything like that. It's like, oh, but wait, they did. Oh, but wait, they're gonna do it again. Because you're basically encouraging it. You're just giving them a little slap on the wrist and saying, bad, don't do it again. And then releasing them out to the public to do it again. Because there's no actual punishment. There has to be punishment for this kind of stuff. There has to be. Or else these people won't learn. That's precisely the problem. And these illegals aren't being held accountable for anything. They're not being held accountable for coming into our country without actually properly getting, like, you know, their green card or whatever. They're not actually going through the process of becoming a legal US citizen. It is against the law. And if you're not going to punish them for it, then of course they don't care if they break the law again, which some of these people don't even care anyways, because they're already doing illegal acts in our country outside of just being here illegally. Do you think they really care if they vote illegally for whoever they want? They don't care. That's the problem. That's why this is becoming such an issue. Not to mention the fact that the government doesn't properly uphold it in every state. It's just a whole big fucking mess. And that's why people are sick of it. That's why people are mad. And it's just so ridiculous. It's just so stupid. They're out of arguments, honestly. Like, they are out of arguments. These Democrats are out of arguments at the Senate for why they shouldn't pass. They're just holding it hostage. That's all they're doing, is holding it hostage. Because they don't care. Nobody here is losing money. None of these politicians are losing money for anything. Because they never do. They always punish the federal workers that are below them. Every single time. And they put on these theatrics, this whole show. Leave it running out, or he didn't run out, but he just walking out of the Senate chamber after objecting, just so he doesn't have to answer to anything. I mean, that's ridiculous. It's all just theater. It's all it is. This is why I always say it does not matter. At the end of the day, it does not matter who has the majority, because they still will not pass shit. They will not pass anything. It does not matter if they have the majority, because the filibuster is still there. And if you think like they're actually going to try and do anything, no. If the Democrats don't get it their way, they're just going to hold it. They're going to hold it back. They're going to shut down whatever they want to shut down and try and weaponize it against the American people and against their opposing side every single time. They did it with the big beautiful bill, and they're going to most certainly do it with this. And they will continue to do it. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes on for another month. Honestly, I would not be surprised if Senate holds this out for another month. It's such a bad time too, right? Because this all happens right when TSA is needed the most. It's so brutal. So brutal. I can't stand it. I hate these people. I hate them. I do think it's hilarious though that Trump is sending ICE to do it, even if they're not good for the job. It is just a giant fuck you to the to Senate Democrats that are trying to fight this shit. Is all it is. It's like, oh yeah, you're gonna hold all these TSA workers' paychecks. All right, well, I'll send ICE to go do it. I'll send the people you hate the most to go do it, to go help them out with their job. It's like, well, good job. You just played yourself. Like, even if they do their job horribly and it's still just a giant disaster at the airport, like, it doesn't matter. That is probably the sole reason why he did it. He's just like, oh, yep. Trump does a lot of things that he does out of spite. Like, he really does. A lot of the stuff that he says and a lot of the things that he does is out of spite. Every time it is. It's just out of spite. Because he does not like these people. I don't like these people either. Because this is just plain stupidity. All right. Let's pull out some other stuff here. Let's see. So we're gonna talk about this. Apparently, there was a medical scam that got busted. Let me fact check this real quick. Let's see. Oh, this is old news. Never mind. I don't want to talk about that. Never mind. This is a problem. It's hard to get. It's kind of hard to get new information about stuff. I guess we're just gonna watch what Trump's been saying. We're gonna watch a few clips from what Trump's been saying. And I'm sure it'll be very interesting. Trump has just been, he's been on a crusade, especially with these reporters and stuff. He has just been on an absolute crusade over everybody that is going after him, period. So let's see what he's been saying. So I grabbed a clip of him talking about Joe Kent in a clip about him talking about Iran. So he said that, like, he's coming close to kind of the end of the whole Iran war thing going over there. And he's assuring us that it is done. They're saying that Iran's saying that he's not telling the truth, which I don't know. I don't think Iran's telling the truth either, because a lot of their stuff, there's a lot of weird stuff going on, right? Because there's a lot of negotiations going on, supposedly, but there's also a lot of weird AI stuff going on with a lot of these leaders. They're doing speeches and stuff, and it's like all AI, like Netanyahu. They had like that AI video of Netanyahu. That was definitely AI, by the way. It looked like he had 6 fingers and stuff. Very weird. They're kind of doing the same thing with the new leader of Iran as well. So I guess they're doing it so they can hide them. I don't know. It's very strange. There's a lot of weird stuff going on, a lot of weird narratives being pushed from all kinds of angles. Left, right, and center, doesn't really matter. There's just weird stuff being spun all over the place from all kinds of world leaders and everything. So you have to be very careful where you get your information from. But let's watch this. So let's see what he's asked and answers to.
Foreign Ministry says you're not telling the truth when it comes to productive conversations to end the war.
Well, they're going to have to get themselves better public relations people. We have had very, very strong talks.
Oh man.
We have major points of agreement. I would say almost all points of agreement. Perhaps that hasn't been conveyed. The communication, as you know, has been blown to pieces. They're unable to talk to each other. But we've had very strong talks. Mr. Witkoff and Mr. Kushner had them.
ministry says you're not.
Okay, so he's just saying that everything Iran is saying is just complete and utter bullcrap. All right. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, who's to say who's lying and who isn't right now? It's all just psychological games right now, guys. Like, it really is. Everybody is probably lying, right? Everybody. Simultaneously, everybody's probably lying. We've seen all the AI videos going around. It's all AI. I don't care if it's from officials or not. It's all AI. The Netanyahu video and stuff. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now. It's hard to say who to believe and who not to believe. That's the problem with war. Everybody's lying a little bit about it. To their own people and to the world. That's how this kind of stuff works. And that's also how negotiations work. They're not going to openly talk about every little thing of the negotiation to the public. So we don't really know what's going on. Doesn't matter what anybody says. Doesn't matter what Netanyahu says. Doesn't matter what Trump says. Doesn't matter what anybody says. It is all secret, whether you think so or not. They are all lying. And it's not over until it's over. So that's how it always goes with these kinds of situations. Alrighty, let's pull this up now. Let's see. So this is another thing that he talked about. So, wait, no, it's the same. Oh my. Okay, this one right here. Yeah, so this is him talking about Joe Kent. Let's listen to it. Because I'm actually curious what his opinion is on this. I'm sure I already know what it is, right? But because I don't really trust everything Joe Kent's saying. Or I don't at all. Like, this thing kind of stinks a little bit, just him leaving like this. And the reason why I say this is just because Joe Kent, his opinions on this topic in the past, it's kind of the same thing with Tucker Carlson, right? It's just kind of conflicting opinion. Kind of makes me doubt the validity of the claims that these people are making a little bit. Same thing with Tucker Carlson. Joe Kent is in the same boat. How he's acted after he put in his resignation, as well as just the reason why he wrote a letter of resignation to leave, just kind of stinks to me a little bit. Not saying that he's wrong or right, because I don't know. But it's a little strange, wouldn't you think? So we're going to look at this. Let's see what Trump has to say.
Mr. President, do you know whether Joe Kent was leaking? Look, I'm not a fan of the guy. If you look at, and you never
Okay.
cover this, if you look at his truths or whatever he went on, if it's X or truth, if you look at his truths or his statements, he was all for everything. All of a sudden, he was
Exactly.
He was a man that I met at Dover. He came and his wife was killed. He remarried fairly quickly. His wife was killed, and I felt bad for him. He ran for Congress, he lost. He ran for Congress again, and he lost. I said, you know, he's a guy, nice guy, seemed like a very nice guy. I met him, he was pretty heartbroken, but I said, you know, it's a shame. He ran for Congress twice. Call him up, give him a job in the White House. Smart. They gave him a job in the White House, and this is what he does to me, you know? Being a nice guy doesn't pay off too much.
Mr. President.
Think of it. He loses twice in Congress, ran not very good campaigns, should have won, but he loses twice. How do I get him? I have my people call him, because I didn't deal with him for the most part. I saw him a couple of times, but I never dealt with him at all. I had no idea his ideology was left or right, whatever it is. I can say this. He said very strongly that Iran is not a threat. Iran's been a threat for 47 years, and there's not a country in the world that doesn't agree with me on that. So I take this guy, Joe Kent, who lost twice for Congress, pretty badly and tough, and was devastated. And I know that he lost his wife.
He keeps beating on that.
So
It's pretty
instead
funny.
of letting him live out his life, I brilliantly have my people call him and offer him a job in security, essentially, in the White House. And what does he do? He goes out and he says that Iran is not a threat to get publicity. Now, he probably signed up with CNN or maybe he signed up with your division of Newsmax. I don't know. But
Yeah, dude, he keeps grilling Newsmax. It's so funny. Yeah, man. It's kind of weird. That's what I'm saying, guys. Like, there's a lot of people out there, regardless of how you feel about the war in Iran right now, like, there's a lot of weird stuff going on. There's a lot of opinions switching on a lot of this stuff, a lot of backtracking on prior statements. And just in general, a lot of people are acting very strange. Like, they're throwing a lot of this away. It might be because these guys don't have morals. I don't know. I don't know what it is. And I mean, like, Joe Kent's, like, you have to respect Joe Kent a little bit because of his prior background, but it's just like, man, you look kind of suspicious. It's kind of hard to trust you when you can't actually make a statement for why you've backtracked like this and why all of a sudden you're pro conflict in Iran, like which, I mean, it's been going on forever. Like, Trump's absolutely right. This is not a new thing. And it's been going on for decades. Been going along for longer than a lot of people have been alive. If you think about it, a lot of people have not been alive as long as this has been going on. It's been going on forever. And it will probably continue to go on for a long time until their regime is completely gone. That's just the reality. And probably even beyond that. So, but to sit here and to backtrack on it, again, regardless of how you feel about the Iran war, love it or hate it, or indifferent about it, whatever. We love people that are indifferent about politics. Those are just normal, everyday people, pretty much, right? It's kind of weird to flip-flop like that all of a sudden. It's kind of disingenuous to sit here and say that Iran is a problem, they need to be handled, and to, oh yeah, I'm gonna resign from my job because you're doing exactly what I was completely for in previous statements before. It's just kind of a bad look. Always a bad look. And it's not good. Not good. Not good. I don't even know a whole lot about Joe Kent, to be honest with you about it, outside of this whole situation and on just what I've researched about him. I mean, he seems like an upstanding guy outside of this stuff, but it's just like, why is he doing this now? And I mean, he's right. He didn't really talk about the leaked information or anything. We don't know if Joe Kent leaked or not. He could have. The whole idea right now, like the whole theory that everybody's got is that Joe Kent is the one that leaked to Tucker Carlson, and then Tucker Carlson supposedly leaked to somebody in the Middle East, right? Like somebody in Iran or whatever. That's the whole idea that everybody's got, like the whole conspiracy theory thing. I don't know if it's true or not. It is a little weird to me that Joe Kent went on Tucker Carlson's show as fast as he did as soon as he put in that resignation letter. Like, that is kind of weird to me, but that's pretty much the only evidence anybody's got. So outside of that, I have no idea. But yeah, I don't trust him. I don't trust any of these people, to be honest. They could all be lying. They have motives to lie. All of them. But Trump's opinion is pretty much the same opinion I have on it, which is just like, why are you flip-flopping so hard on this topic? It's a bad look. At the very least, you can make a statement and say, hey, this is why I don't like this is why I'm not in favor of going to Iran and going to war with Iran anymore. But to be all for it and then all of a sudden resign from your job because of it, it's just, you're digging your own grave with that one. And people are going to find it, and people are going to call you out for that. Because it just looks like hypocrisy. It does. It looks like hypocrisy. Whether it is or isn't. And that's why you need to clear up. That's why you need to clear that up with a statement of some kind. But he didn't do that. That's the problem. And some of this stuff, again, just seems kind of weird. So, I don't know. That's my opinion on Joe Kent. I'm not a fan, but I also don't dislike him, right? Like, I don't know. I have no opinion on him other than just he's a guy that it looks like he lied. It looks like he kind of backtracked, like flip-flopped on a statement that he made previously in the middle of this stuff. It looked like he wanted smoke with Iran, and now he doesn't want smoke with Iran, and now he's just kind of backing down on that. Whether he leaked information or not is just kind of its own other thing. It's just kind of a conspiracy theory at the moment, but you know what they say about conspiracy theories, guys? They're conspiracy theories until they're not, so who knows? Honestly, the answer is we'll probably never know, because it'll never come out to the public. Whether, like, Tucker Carlson was getting information from Joe Kent and stuff like that or not, we have no idea. But this is going to be a thing that's going to be going on for a while, and I will keep you guys updated with it as much as I can, as much as is physically possible. Maybe we'll watch maybe I should go and watch the Tucker Carlson interview with Joe Kent. I don't know. I've seen clips of it, right? And I'm not a big fan. So, generally speaking, I'm kind of starting to lean towards like the I don't like Joe Kent realm, but I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, right? I'm just trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. Because I don't know. Maybe it's just one of those situations where it looks bad, but it's not really that bad. I don't know. Let's see, what else? I think that's about everything I wanted to talk about today. Like, not in terms of just like on X and stuff like that. I think I've pretty much covered everything that has been going on today, or like over like the last week. Just TSA and ICE stuff is just so insane. Everybody's talking about Joe Kent all the time because he's I mean, it's insane, dude. Honestly, I'd say even unprecedented. Just like outright resigning in protest against this stuff is insane. Let's see. Is there anything else that Trump said that I might be interested in talking about? I'm just looking around, seeing if there's any more stuff we need to cover before I move on to other stuff. We're going to be talking a little bit about foreign stuff here shortly, but yeah, just crazy. A lot of crazy infighting on the right now. Unfortunately, I wish they would quit acting like children. I really do. I don't think that's a hot take. Like, we're supposed to be better than this. Like, really, we are supposed to be better than this. Like, come to the table and actually discuss these things instead of like trying to tear each other down and cause all this drama would be nice. But they can't do it. This seems like honestly, I think the Iran war stuff is like the biggest icing on the cake though, like for these people like having all this infighting. Because everybody's all over the place on this the Iran war has just segregated so many people on the right. It really has. Because some people hate it. Some people can see why we're doing it. And it's just like, I can understand both sides of the argument, right? Because there's definitely that concern about weaponry and stuff being used against the US, and there's also the concern of being trapped in another war for like 20 years or whatever. Like, it all makes sense. It all does. Like, both arguments are very valid. Because war is never good, obviously. It's never good. But whether it's necessary or not is kind of a different question, I feel like. And it's just this whole big mess. I'm hoping it ends soon. I really do. I hope it ends soon. I think everybody does. Like, that's the thing. Like, everybody who is, even people that are for the war in Iran, will even say, like, yeah, we hope it ends soon. Because we just want to go in, do what we need to do, and then get out. I feel like that's what the military is ultimately for, right? We have a problem show up that needs to be dealt with. We go in, we do it, and then we get out. We get our people out, have minimal casualties. Bam. Done. And then hopefully we solve the problem that we were having with whatever foreign country or whatever. Sometimes it's not that simple, though. I don't think Iran is that simple. I think this is a multi-pronged issue. This has been an issue forever, so... All right, let's start watching some videos. Let me get some videos pulled up. Enough of me rambling on about nonsense. It's not really nonsense. It's a pretty big deal, you know. Potential World War III might be a pretty big deal, guys. I don't know. Might be a problem. Call me crazy, but World War III might be a problem. I don't know. All right, so we're going to talk about a few things. Some of these videos are a little bit old. It's not the newest of news, but that's what happens when you don't talk about stuff, or you have videos on the back burner and you don't stream for a few days. That's kind of what happens. I need to lock in, as they say. But we're going to talk about some stuff that some of it pertains to foreign stuff. I mean, I pretty much just covered everything that's really like the big stuff that's going on in the US right now, right? Which is mostly just TSA stuff. Senate being just ridiculous. Politicians acting like fucking children. Shocker, right? Oh my god, politicians are children. What crazy groundbreaking news. I know. They can't pass anything ever because it's always got to be a big childish fight all the time. Insane. Who could have seen that one coming? Yeah. We got some stuff here to talk about. Let me get this pulled up. We're gonna watch this video. This is funny. I thought this was funny. Did you guys honestly, like, okay, so anybody in chat, tell me, did you guys actually know that there's like a Queers for Muslims movement? Did you guys actually know that this is a thing? Like, is this news to me or is this news to everybody? Like, because I had no idea this is a thing. Because last I checked, I don't think gay people are really, I don't think Sharia law is very fond of the gays. Am I crazy? am I misunderstanding? Am I misunderstanding the disconnect here? Or what? Because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Celeste check. They don't really like gay people over in I don't think they like anybody in the LGBTQ movement over in the Middle East. I don't think they're very much welcomed over there. So this video grabbed my attention. This is going to be news for me. This is something I did not know existed. So it's where Muslims vacation in Gaza is cut short. I'm gonna guess cut short is probably there's a reason why that's in all caps, you know, emphasis on the cut short. You know, well, let's see what's going on here. Let's see what this is about, because I have no idea. Here, let me see. How does my face look on the screen? Yeah, that's good. All right, let's fire it up. Let's see what this is about. I had no idea this was real. Here, let me turn it up and restart it. I don't know why it keeps doing this. It keeps turning my volume all the way down.
I cannot think of a quicker IQ test than asking somebody if they think that queers and Islam are aligned. This whole queers for Islam movement, queers for Palestine, queers for Iran, blah, 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 all of this just absolute idiocy. Anybody who gets behind it, to me, I just know immediately that they have no thinking abilities.
Yeah, dude, because, like, I mean, to be honest, like, they're pretty much, like, I've seen, like, groups of people, like, I've seen Christians accept it and stuff like that, like, accept gays and stuff like that. But I have never in my life seen Muslims, like, be like, and I'm talking, like, in the Middle East, I'm talking Middle Eastern Muslim, like, religion, like, I've never seen them actually accept that shit. Because there's, like, Muslims that come over to the US and like, oh yeah, we're cool with queers and stuff like that, and it's like, that's fine. But, like, or I guess I'm expecting that, but over there, where the, like, I don't know about that, man. I have heard about queers for Palestine, though. That I have heard about that. It's just stupid. It's just a disconnect between, like, what they actually do over there versus what people in the West think they do over there. So yeah, I'm gonna be really interested to see what this is about.
I mean, explain it to me. Explain how you would think that somebody who believes in unlimited sexual freedoms and self-exploration is in any way aligned with a religion that believes you throw people off the roof for that kind of behavior.
Exactly.
Like, just break that.
Makes no
down.
sense.
Well, it turns out that there are a whole bunch of Islamists who are also a little bit confused by this. Queers who have converted to Islam, who don't understand why they're not madly accepted with warm arms, etc.
Why would you accept a religion that you don't even understand? Like, it's just a new trend. That's all it is. It's just trendy. These people, they're like, oh, free Palestine and all this shit, and they don't even know anything about Palestine. They don't know what goes on in Palestine. Same with Israel too. People are like, oh, we love Israel, and they don't know anything about Israel. It's just the trendy thing. It's so annoying. Like, these people that say this stuff, they protest about it. They don't actually understand what they're protesting about, and it's so embarrassing. But it's just the new trend. It's just, they see a lot of people on social media saying it, so they do it. And then they say, oh yeah, I'm an Islamist now. It's like, you don't even know what an Islamist is. You don't know anything about it. You don't even know anything about the Quran or anything like that. You know nothing about the religion. Like, get out. Like, I'll say right now, I don't understand a whole lot about, like, what Muslims are, like, what their culture is like or anything like that. I don't know. Plain and simple. That's my opinion on it. Same with, like, Jews and stuff like that. I don't know anything about their religion. The only religion I really understand is Christianity. But I would never for 1 minute act like I understand that. Just ludicrous. Just don't. Just try and be, you know, at least a little bit authentic. Wouldn't hurt anybody.
etc. And today we're going to review that content because I think every now and then we need a reminder of how unbelievably stupid the people that we are dealing with are. Just plain old stupid. I used to think, maybe there's a logic, maybe they've been manipulated, but at this point I'm just like, gosh darn, you guys have minus brain cells, and here is the proof. Anyways, welcome to the Pushback. I'm Erika, your host. We're trying to push back against the insanity. And if you think that the insanity might need to change, that the mainstream media needs a little bit of a makeover, well, you found your home with us. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Feel free to like, comment, and most importantly, share with a friend that you think could benefit from this. The pushback is here, and we're not backing down. Let's start with Queers for Islam. So to begin with, we've got this wonderful video of a trans man who converted to Islam, and now he is confused because they haven't accepted him in all of his glory. And I don't
imagine that.
I was in the city, and I didn't know that I was going to be there past the time that I needed to pray Zohar in. And I was like, okay, what do I do? So I go online, I find some random masjid that's closest to me, and I go there. I get there, and I see some uncle by the door, and he stops me, and he's like, where's your hijab? And I had to sit there and explain to him, like, hey, I'm so sorry, like, I'm just visiting, I need a place to pray, like, can I please borrow one? And he's like, okay, go down there, follow the directions, go into the basement, and follow the arrows. And I'm like, okay. I do all that, go through all those nooks and crannies, and I pop out on the women's side. I just think it's so crazy that as a transgender Muslim woman, I open TikTok every day to notifications saying, how dare you wear the hijab, take it off. Okay, I did. Go pray on the men's side. I can't even enter the masjid without a hijab on. It is so crazy to me. It is so crazy to me how out of touch transphobia is from reality.
Oh, man.
And those very same people will turn around and tell me that I am out of touch from reality.
Well, why would they say that, guys? Why would they say that, why would they say that? I can't imagine why they would say that to a trans person, A trans person is out of touch with reality. That's crazy, isn't it, guys?
And I didn't know that
I don't know. What? I mean, what did she? Oh no! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! From that first video that we just watched, if you're also like, yeah, you just turned around in a pretzel to try and make.
Here, I'm gonna move my face on the screen because she's showing clips over on that side, so I should probably move. Well, no, I'll keep my face.
Something makes sense. My brain just. Okay, are you guys prepared? Because I already know by what I am looking at right here that I am not prepared, and I have a feeling that this guy-girl thing is not a Halloween costume.
Yeah, I know.
Salam, everyone. I just gotta ask, who's cosplaying? See, cosplaying is when you dress up as something that you aren't or someone you aren't. I am a Muslim woman. I wear what a Muslim woman wears. I dress like that. So, who's cosplaying here? I think you need to learn the words that you're trying to use because they ain't working.
Why do they all sound like this, by the way? Why do all of these things? I'm just gonna call them things because I don't even know what the fuck. Is it a guy? Is it a chick? I can't even tell anymore, dude. They've got me fooled. They always stump me, dude. I always have to like double take on this because I'm just like, what am I looking at? What? Why do they always sound like this? I guess it's just they have to talk like that to kind of get into the act. They're in this act. They're having to pretend like they're something that they're not. I mean, this in of itself is cosplay. Like, just forget all of the Muslim attire and stuff. Like, you're just still cosplaying anyways. Because that's pretty much like all this is, right? Like the whole transition thing is it's all just cosplay. It's all just cosplay and mutilation. So I guess it makes sense.
Working for ya.
I mean, I think if we're gonna talk about things that aren't working for you, I'm sorry. Excuse me. What did I watch? That was a man wearing lipstick who converted to Islam, pretending he's a female, and saying that because he has put on a scarf on his head, he is... Oh boy.
That's not how religion works, guys. That's not how religion works. That's like saying that, oh yeah, just because I put a cross around my neck, I'm somehow a Christian. Like that's not how that works. You don't believe in it. You don't truly believe in what you're saying. So how are you actually believing in that religion? That's just not how that works. It's so stupid.
Boy, how much more are we going to be able to tolerate, guys? What do you think? Anyway, maybe I sound nasty. Maybe I sound condescending. I just really want to clarify for a second the Islam position on this stuff, right? What do they actually believe? Because you have all of these personas out there and these people who are clearly struggling with themselves and with their bodies and with their identities. And, you know, that's very sad. And I hope they can find help and I hope they can get better. But let's just say, for argument's sake, that Islam actually welcomes these people in with open arms. Then fine, you could be a man-woman thing that dresses up and tells everybody that you are, you know, the most desirable type of thing in Islam. However, I have a sneaking suspicion that actually Islam doesn't feel that way. Let's see what they have to say.
Bagi memastikan penggunaan istilah yang selaras serta mengelakkan sebarang normalisasi dalam bentuk pengucapan dan penulisan adalah digalakkan agar istilah LGBT ini tidak lagi digunakan.
We're going to read that as she says it because I think that nobody understands her language, and so let's just read it over.
Bagi memastikan
to ensure the use of consistent terminology and to avoid any normalization in speech or writing, it is urged that the term LGBT no longer be used, and starting today, the term should be referred to as deviant culture.
Deviant culture. Does that sound like they like LGBTQ to you guys? To me, that sounds like they don't want to talk about that and they admonish it. Honestly, if you guys ever have a friend that wants to convert to Islamism or just like they want to convert to Islam, just send them this. Honestly, just send them that video. We'll see how much they like it then, you know, especially if they're like on that side, if they're on that spectrum, you know, the LGBTQ spectrum. Maybe send that to them. See how much they want to do it then. See how much they're welcomed into this. You know, religion to me is not something that you're supposed to be just welcomed into like that. It should be something that you find in yourself. To me. Maybe I just have a different understanding of religion. People have different understandings of religion or whatever. Maybe they just want to be accepted into that religion. I don't understand that. I feel like it's something you have to want in yourself. But these people, like, they just don't understand what this is. They're doing it because it's a trend. It's just trendy to do it. They're brainwashed into doing trends that don't make any sense. Same thing with the whole LGBTQ stuff. But anyways.
Deviant culture is the same thing as LGBT from their perspective. I just want everybody to have heard that was the exact statement made.
The minister today urged the public to use the term deviant culture when referring to the LGBT lifestyle to curb its normalization and help reduce related content on social media. Marhama Rosli said using terms like deviant culture could also prevent the indirect promotion of the LGBT lifestyle, Bernama reported.
These people want nothing to do with it.
That referencing the term LGBT more often on social media leads to more related content appearing, and that this may unintentionally promote deviant culture.
Honestly, kind of based. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that is kind of based. Because they don't, that's not what their culture wants. Generally speaking, that's not what their culture wants. They see these people as clowns. They see them as mentally unwell, we'll just say. Because, you know, that's what used to happen to these people back, I don't know, like 40 years ago or whatever. They would tell you, like, yeah, you have gender dysphoria. You're mentally unwell. You have some sort of illness. Just because the West is trying to be more openly acceptive of it does not mean that these other cultures will be. And that's the problem. Like, they're just not. They're not being openly acceptive of this stuff, as they probably shouldn't. Well, most certainly shouldn't. It is an illness. And that honestly, it's kind of base that they're not doing it. They're just like, yep, you people are crazy. We don't want anything to do with you.
Marhamad, the Deputy Religious Affairs Minister, was responding in the Dewan Negara today to Senator Hussein Ismail, who had asked how the government was monitoring closed-door events containing deviant elements, citing the example of glamping with pride. Jajaka, a pro-LGBTQ advocacy group, had planned a 2-day retreat in Hulu Selangor in January, but was forced to cancel the event, citing safety concerns after receiving explicit threats, including death threats through social media.
Wow.
Anudro, FMT.
Imagine that.
Who would have thought that a country
Yeah,
that is
who could have
actually
thunk it,
Islamist
guys?
country would see LGBT rights as deviant culture, as something that is bad? Who would have connected the two? And here,
It's almost like their religion is vehemently against this kind of stuff, guys. Almost if. It's almost if it's widely it's widely hated over there or something. Who could have believed it? Who could have believed that trans people aren't wanted in certain parts of the world because they see it as evil? Wow, dude.
here's where I think that this next video is actually super important, because it's very clear to me on a personal level that this whole thing that we're seeing, the lefties, the LGBTQ movement, and the Islamization combination is a genius strategy to confuse the West. It's just genius. And you've probably heard by now this terminology of useful idiots, where you have a dangerous ideology that comes into a society to try and take it over, and they say, who are the useful idiots within this culture and society that we can manipulate into doing our dirty work for us, and then once it's too late, we'll come in and get rid of them. That's a known strategy used all across history. I mean, we definitely saw it in Iran, where the Iranians used the left-wing communists, the Islamic Republic, not the Iranians, used the communists to come in, and then they were the first to be executed in 1979. And it's a known strategy.
Exactly.
They're doing the exact same thing in the West. And this is why I want to watch this next video, which we've already...
This is why you people, like, I see so many people that try to defend, they're like hardcore pro-Muslim, right? And I'm okay with people believing that Muslims should exist, but the problem is they don't want to assimilate to our culture and our society. That's when I've got a problem with it. And it's happening not only with a lot of this, like, there's a lot of stuff coming out from Israel. Israel's trying to integrate into our society, and I already have a problem with that, right? But it should really concern people how deeply embedded this Muslim ideology is in our country. It should really concern people, because it's the same thing. They're just trying to brainwash a bunch of people into bringing that stuff over here and to assimilate us into their culture. That's what should scare people. And it's not the first time they've tried to do it either. It's been going on forever. It's slow takeover of our society from the Middle East over here to the West. And you have to realize what's going on here. That's why when people say stuff like that's very pro-Muslim, I'm kind of concerned. It's not because I hate Muslim people. They can keep that stuff over in the Middle East, but I mean, I don't want to be celebrating that stuff over here in the West. Sorry. I will say it again and again and again. Our country is founded on white European beliefs. Whether you like it or not, that is how it is. This stuff is not okay. We should not assimilate this stuff into our culture, period. And the fact that we have all these people in the streets protesting for it, it's a bad outlook for our society.
But I think it's an important reminder. They are trying to manipulate, and when I say they, I mean the Islamists. They are trying to manipulate people who are unfortunately not all mentally well, or don't really know anything about what they actually believe and stand for, to fight for their ideologies, just so that
why I said
can permeate into the West. And so they look for people who don't really understand much about anything, and they go after them specifically. Oh, there's a rocket. That's very annoying. There's a rocket, guys. They go after these people specifically, and then hope that they will do the work for them. And that's how we have things like Queers for Palestine, or people not supporting the Islamic Republic, even though the downfall of the Islamic Republic, even though they claim to be feminists. They've manipulated
Mhm.
people to no end, and this video is an amazing example of this, and honestly a heartbreaking example as well.
Which other place in the Middle East do you think that as a queer person you would have complete and utter liberation?
Lebanon, Syria, Yemen, pretty much a lot of the Middle East.
So you can go to
right.
gay pride there.
Also, yeah, no, we can't go to gay pride there because in the Middle East it is illegal to be gay there.
Obviously.
Let's talk.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Do you know anything about Queers for Palestine?
A lot more than you think.
By the way, Bellamy, the girl in pink, she is a trans activist.
It makes a lot of
Okay.
sense. I don't really
Go
know
figure.
what Israel's doing right now.
And Israel has always been, to me, in my opinion, a terrorist state.
And I'm just gonna say, like, this is what also bothers me about this too, is we are so divided on this issue, right? Because if you tell these people, like, hey, I don't really like Palestine, or oh, I don't really like the Middle East, it's always, oh, you're a Zionist. And it's like, well, maybe I'm not a Zionist. How about I don't like either of them? Is that a possibility? Perhaps I just don't like Israel. I'm not necessarily agreeing with what they or disagreeing with what they say either. That's the thing. I don't really like Israel either. I think they both suck. I think the Middle East and Israel sucks. I think America number one. But it's just crazy how these people think they're all the same. They're all like, oh, we hate Israel, but Palestine is so great. It's like, well, not really though. Not really. And they don't really support your views either. And you're kind of just too dumb to realize it.
And it's very up that they say it's the other way around.
Is there anywhere safe for people that are queer in the Middle East? Anywhere?
I think in Palestine they would be safe.
In
Well, you're wrong.
Palestine? Do you want to show you something? This
Oh,
is
boy.
in 2022.
Oh.
Is that what's going on in Palestine?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a gay man that's been imprisoned and is being tortured. Then his torso was decapitated. And this happened for the fact that it was his sexuality. Where would you guess that you would have certain liberties and said liberties in a democracy in the Middle East?
I actually don't want to get into the whole Israel argument because that's not the point of this video. The point of this video
Yeah.
is to be talking about the fact that the whole idea for Queers for Palestine or Queers against the Queers for the Islamic Republic or any of this alliance between a lefty ideology that believes in freedom and an Islamic Republic that believes in domination and that anything
Yeah.
to do with sexual freedom is actually sodomy is insanity. And these
Delusion.
two things don't align and they don't make sense. And
Nope.
if you actually look through the lens with any sort of intelligence in your brain, you are able to see that those two things don't make sense. And this is what we are up against. A manipulation tactic so strong that you have an enormous amount of people who have fallen for the belief that being queer is actually a way of supporting an Islamic regime. It's unbelievable. And again, as I said at the beginning of this video, I think it's the quickest IQ test that a person can do to figure out if somebody can think for themselves or if they can't. It's very, very clear that
Exactly.
those two are enemies, but they have now united in the destruction of the West, and we as the West
Mhm.
cannot fall for it under any circumstances. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I can't.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just it's crazy, man. Crazy. I've said it for the longest time. I've been saying it for years now at this point that they are brainwashing people into thinking on this because they know they can't think for themselves and they're trying to use them as a means of taking over our culture here in the West. There's a lot of influence from foreign opposition in this country. There really is. And it's not good. Not good. Not good. Russia's been doing it for a while now. Israel's been doing it for a while now with the Mossad. And it's clearly apparent to me that Iran, or not Iran, but just the Middle East in general is doing it. I mean, Iran's probably doing it, but they most certainly are. But it's all of them. It's the whole Middle East. It's just kind of tapped in. And it's been mostly pushed by just politics in general. These news, like mainstream media has been pushing it a lot. Everybody's been pushing it a lot. And it should really concern you. And I think that I don't really know if there's any way to course correct on it because these people are too stupid to think for themselves. I want you guys to think about like this. Like, I want to say about half the country can't think for themselves. They're not tapped into politics, and they get into politics when they really shouldn't. Or they just have the inability to think for themselves. Plain and simple. They don't know what's going on. And they resort to idiocy like this. And yeah, it's leading to the inevitable downfall of our country. Pretty much. I don't really know if there's any way to stop it. Because our country's full of idiots like this. And this is 100% why the illegal... This all leads back to illegal immigration as well, by the way. It always does. And it's just, it's bad. The reason why it leads back into illegal immigration is these people are also brainwashed into thinking that these people coming into our country is somehow okay. And it leads to the inevitable takeover of our society as we know it. Because you'll have all these people they refuse to assimilate to our culture and our way of life. And they come over here and they just take it over. And then this is what you get. You get a bunch of idiots that somehow think that Islam gives two shits about whether or not they're gay. And it's like, yeah, they do care. They hate it. They hate you. They don't want you. And that's just how it is. That's how the religion sees people like you. You don't actually understand what it is you believe in, and you just believe in it because the news said it's cool or whatever. Newsflash, you don't actually believe in it, and it's obvious you don't believe in it, and they don't want you anyway. So, knock it off. You're not doing anybody any favors with this. Like, you're not doing the people over there any favors, and you're not doing yourself any favors. So just knock it off. It's idiotic to believe otherwise. Really, it is just so idiotic to believe otherwise. Oh man, what a bunch of clowns, dude. Seriously, what a bunch of clowns. Oh man, it's getting pretty late, huh? Honestly, like, I started so late today. Like, man, this stream has just been kind of crazy. I'm just trying to think here what I want to do. I might just call it for today, and then we'll hit up these videos tomorrow. I might stream tomorrow. I don't always stream on Tuesdays, but I might stream on Tuesdays because I've probably got enough stuff to talk about tomorrow. Plus, crate stuff's probably going to escalate today too with like ice and everything. So I might get back to y'all on that tomorrow. I think that sounds pretty good. All right. Yeah, so we're going to close out the show here today. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I know I enjoyed the show. I had a fun time laughing at just the idiocy of everything going on right now. But as always, if you're on YouTube, go check out my Kick if you want a less filtered chat. If you're on Kick, go check out my YouTube. I post YouTube shorts and stuff if you like that kind of content a bit more. As well as streaming over there, of course. And yep, go check out my X. And go check out the Discord if you want to keep more updated. Also, go check out the Discord if you want to send me links for stuff you might want me to watch on stream. Or just to come hang out. We love to have people to hang out with. And yeah, go check out my Instagram. I post on there occasionally. It's pretty much the same stuff. Let's be real, if you guys are watching the live streams, y'all are in, right? Like, y'all are in on the shit. But if you need to catch up on anything, like if you hop in on the live streams late or something, you miss something, you want to go back and watch it, I will probably post it as a YouTube short or an Instagram reel or whatever. Just go check it out. And help support the channel as best you can. We're trying to pick this shit up so we can get more people in chat and we can have more engaged discussions, because that's the best part about all this, is having engaged discussion. But yeah, I will see you guys probably tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then we're gonna have a ton of stuff to talk about on Wednesday. But I will try and stream. I just have to hop off of here. I have to get stuff. I have to go take care of stuff in real life. You guys know how it is. But yeah, I will see you guys next time.